What is research proposal? Research proposal is your plan. It describes in detail your study. Decisions about your study are based on quality of the proposal. Research funding, approval to proceed by institutional review board. Sections of the proposal: summary, need, budget, plan, evaluate, and method. Budget your time. 80% planning the project and 20% writing the project. That means there must be a solid partnerships, communicate, innovative project, and define your budget. Plagiarism. We have to avoid the plagiarism. Plagiarism is presenting someone else's ideas or words as though they were your own. It's very dangerous. Elements of research proposal: objective, justification, introduction, background or review of literature, methodology, time frame and work schedule or NAT chart, personnel needed or available, facilities needed or available, and budget. Objectives. This is very important and pivotal section, and everything else in the study is centered around it. The objective of the proposed study should be stated very clearly. The objective stated should be specific, achievable, and measurable. Too many objectives to be avoided. Even just one clearly stated relevant objective for a study would be good enough. If there is more than one objective, the objectives can be presented in the appropriate order of importance. Justification of background or significance. Why is your study important? Describe the significance of the research question or problem. Answer so what question. Now introduction. One by one we are going to study every topic. So introduction, the problem proposed to be studied is introduced in this section. It should help the reader to acquainted with the topic. Introduction should be short, about 1 or 2 pages. The problem should be stated in such a way that its importance and relevance is realized by anyone who reads it. Literature review. What is the state of science or art on this problem? Are there gaps in the literature? How will you fill those gaps? Synthesize recent literature within the past 5 years. Background. That means review of literature. This section reflects extensive review of literature done by the investigator. In this section, what is already known about the topic is written, including the lacunae. Just quoting the literature verbatim will not serve the purpose. It is important to make it coherent, relevant, and easily readable knowledge. It helps the investigator to gain good knowledge in that field of inquiry. It also helps the investigator to help insight on different methodologies that could be applied. Research methodology. Research methodology is a way to systematically solve the research problem. It may be understood as a science of studying how research is done scientifically. It is necessary for the researcher to know only the research methods, techniques, but also the methodology. Researchers not only need to know how to develop certain indices or tests and how to calculate the mean, the mode, the median, or standard deviation or chi-square, etc. It is essential to discuss procedures clearly and completely with considerable amount of details. Study design, study population, or sampling specifications, sample size needed, instrumentation, specific procedures. Study design. Definition. A study design is a specific plan or protocol for conducting the study which allows the investigator to translate the conceptual hypothesis into an operational one. The study design should be clearly stated. The study design to be used should be appropriate for achieving the objective of the study. Study population or sample specification. It is important to describe which would be the study population, how study subjects would be selected, randomization process and other details should be given. Sample size. It is important to mention in the protocol what would be the minimum sample required and how it is arrived. Determination of sample size is a bargain between precision and the price, that means resources and expenses involved. Description of process. Proposal should include the details of all the process to be adopted in the study. How exposure, outcome, variables and other variables are going to be measured should be described in detail. A brief description of how the data will be processed and used of a statistical package, if any, should be given. What statistical test of significance would be used? Time frame and work schedule. The proposal should include the sequence of tasks to be performed, the anticipated length of time required for its completion, and the personnel required. It can be presented in the tabular or graphic form or Gantt chart. Flow charts and other diagrams are often useful for highlighting the sequencing and interrelationship of different activities in the study. Facilities. The proposal should also include important facilities required available for study, namely computers, laboratories, special equipment, etc. Personnel. Proposal should include who are primary investigators and co-investigators, their qualifications, research experience, etc. The proposal may also include major roles to be taken up by different investigators. Budget. The budget translates project activities into monetary terms. It is a statement of how much money will be required to accomplish the variable tasks. Budget. The major items of the budget are salary for staff, travel, purchase of equipment, printing, xeroxing, consultancy charges, institutional overheads, etc.